I gotta bring up our video. Maybe.
I do love that.
I know. I like our little music, little energizing pep in our step. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired. But I'm going to work through it because that's what we do.
Yep.
But no, it's morning for me. It's evening for you. So you've had a whole day to get your energy going.
No, mid-afternoon, 4:00.
Still. Is that prime time for you? You like that time for working, or are you a morning person?
No, it's nap time for me. I've just put Charlie down for his nap an hour ago. So.
Yeah, I'm generally a morning person. I always have been, but I don't know. Today I'm just feeling this week I was having some struggles with my writing, and so I did manage an average of 1,000 words a day, which is good. Not all on the same project. I kind of went off in different projects. But yeah, I think I got it together yesterday, Yeah. Yeah, I can hear your speaker is out now.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, it's back in. Maybe it's going to come and go. That's okay. But we'll make it work.
Those headphones will manage like a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, yes, so what are you going to be working on today? What is your project of the day?
It's gonna. Whoa, that was loud. It's. I'm gonna go on with what I'm doing with Peregrine for the sprint and try and get words down for that.
Do you have a scene in mind?
No, I'm gonna keep going with the scene that I was on.
Last time,
which is just
Wednesday. From Wednesday,
probably, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to. I find myself in the middle of several different works in progress now. So I'm going to work on a scene for a short story.
Okay.
Yeah, a new short story. Well, it's an old short story from 2017 that I wrote that I'm resurrecting, and I think I'm going to add a beginning scene onto it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to free write a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's get into it. We don't have any visitors today yet, so we'll see if we end up with any visitors. But let's get into, if you are watching, lurking, just say hi in the comments. And let's get into...
On YouTube, do you get to announce what time you're starting?
Yes, yeah. And I also put it in Discord. I put it on our Facebook group, so...
Okay, cool.
We'll see. See if anybody joins. Yeah. But we're here to write, so let's get our writing in. So we'll enter our first 20, and we'll be back after that. See you in a little bit.
See you in a bit.
Okay, I think we're back. I'm going to look at my words. So, Linda, I think you're with us. If anyone else is with us, tell us what you're working on and what your words are. My words are in that first 20-minute sprint, 600, which is good for me. That is free writing.
That's fantastic.
I know, for me, that's untypical. Anyway, atypical. How about you?
Maybe about 100. I changed my mind of what I was doing
today.
We have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I changed my mind on what I'm doing. 115. I've gone back to the short story because I'm trying to polish it, but I'm adding little scenes in at the moment.
Nice.
To expand it a little bit more.
Nice.
So that's kind of what's in my head.
Now, when you say short story, you're back to your short story about the mom?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was free writing, like I mentioned, a scene to, gear up for the short story that I had previously written. So
yeah.
Is there any sentence you want to share, or anything you want critiqued, or anything like that? No.
No, I didn't quite get into it.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
How about you?
But you have your direction. No, because it's all like I didn't do grammar or anything. I was just trying to get the words out there and think through everything. But I mean, I'm thinking about these two characters since I'm just diving back into this story. And so, Linda, let us know what you're working on and if you're working with some characters or what story you're working on today. But since I'm diving back into this, it's a story of a romance writer.
Okay.
And the writer has always been single, has not yet had her, excuse my voice, hold on, has not yet had her great love yet. So she writes about it. She writes really well about it, but she hasn't experienced it yet herself. And so, but she has a life imitating art. She has an editor friend.
Okay.
Who lives in Florida. She's living in New York by Niagara Falls, and her editor friend did find her love and got married and has a child. But the two of them have been friends forever. So her editor friend is not only her editor, but also they've co-written a series together and a best friend. And the romance writer is like godmother to her child, to the editor's child. So they have a close relationship, but they only visit every once in a while. So the romance writer loves the seasons. The editor is down in Florida, can't stand the seasons. So the romance writer goes to visit the editor only in the seasons when Florida's not humid and hot.
Okay.
So that's what I've kind of worked out, kind of introducing these characters. So that'll be the beginning of the story. I'm trying to set the point that, the romance writer is happy. She writes, she enjoys her life. She's doing okay. She likes her life, but she's also not happy because she's realizing 20 books into her career because, she has to be a famous writer.
Yeah.
that she really somehow something's missing, it's the romance. She's missing a guy in her life. So, so that's where I've started her growth. But anyway, so this is the front that I'm tacking on to a previous story that I've written, which is about, so Brenda, the editor, actually, what's the name? I forget the name of the original character, but the romance writer is going now to visit Brenda, the editor, for a girls' week, even though Brenda's husband and child will be there, but they're kind of just spending time together in Florida. They're going to, work out a new series together to write and things like that. But happens to show up on the same night that Brenda, the editor's brother, shows up. So there you go. See, there's going to be a romance in there.
Yeah.
Because my previous story was like they ended up they ended up in bed together the very first night, not realizing that they were sleeping in the same bed together, because he came in.
Okay.
She had been drinking the first night with her editor friend, and they had fun. And so, finally she went to bed in the guest room. But that's usually where the brother stays when he comes back. He's like a photojournalist in war zones in Iraq. And so he comes back to visit, but he also got drunk on the airplane, and by the time he got in, he didn't notice. He just plopped down on the guest bed, and they wake up the next morning and they're in bed together. So that's that's
how that happens.
Yeah, that's their first meet cute. So they're having an interesting moment, but they don't have sex right away. You can't do that. I mean, you could, but no. In most, there are some that start out that way, and then something develops from there. But no, this is, they have a cute and interesting, funny, cute, meet cute. And then they have to somehow escape the bedroom, which they do, but the sister has caught on to what's happened. And so now the sister is glaring at them over cereal at the breakfast table. So this is the short story. I don't know where it's going to end, because I feel like it could actually turn into a really cool novel or novella. But I want to put it out as a short story, just as an example of writing, to lead people to my other stuff. So I think, I'm not sure where I'll end it, but somehow I want to end it where they have a fun time. Oh, thanks, Kat. Kat says, what a fun meet cute. Yeah. And that was back in 2017. I thought of that. I'm like, I wrote it all. And I'm like, I thought my old writing was horrendous, and I found 3 stories that I absolutely loved this week. But anyway, thank you. So the character growth, though, is kind of what you and I wanted to chat about today, is character growth. So I want to hear about your thing, but I definitely, there's the external. I want her to grow by actually finally having her big, great romance.
Yeah.
I don't know if internally it might be that her expectations are so high because she's written 20 novels that have had the perfect book boyfriends and all these happily ever afters, that maybe internally she has to figure out that real life is messier, and somehow come to terms with it, but still find happiness at the end internally.
No man is ever going to live up to a romance book.
Sad but true. I don't understand why guys just don't read romance books to really help.
Right? They're like, where is the instruction manual for women? And we're like, there's a billion of them.
Oh my God, I have said this for years. I don't understand guys. If they would take the time, if my stupid husband would read one. Don't you agree? I don't get it. Like, hello, women are writing the manual for you to understand. I think the other women who are with us today will probably agree with that one. But however, on the other hand, in defense of, because men are imperfect, we do write them pretty perfectly in our books, and that's a pretty high standard too.
It is. It's true. It is. But it's escapism, isn't it? You go, look at this. This is what I have. Let's write what I want.
Yes. And can you just meet me in the middle? That would be awesome. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Compromise.
Yeah. So I think that'll be an interesting internal growth. I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Celinda says, I watched Married at First Sight, one of my favorite shows. The people that have sex first never last. I know. There are some exceptions. Like, what was it? The last season, there was the couple. They were really cute. And they just hit it off right from the bat, and they're still together. So I do like that. But I love that show, Celinda. You and I can totally chat that show. Do you know this show, Allie? Do you know Married at First Sight? Well, the premise is, which would make a really good romance novel. The premise is that that 2 people have been matched, and they don't meet until they get married at the altar. And then they have 8 weeks to work through what it's like to be married, actually live together, meet each other's family, the whole thing. It's phenomenal. I love it. You can probably catch episodes on YouTube. Celinda says there was a pastor that preached from the pulpit that romance books should be banned.
Guessing he'd let some women down.
Yeah, but there is Christian romance, so it's doing the same
There is.
thing. It's escapism, that kind of thing. But I agree with you about that escapism. That's why I started writing in 2017, because I was kind of unhappy at that point. I was like, I've got to help others not end up where I was at that point. But
yeah.
Let's see here, because the expectations are unrealistic. That's right.
Yeah.
So do we want to head into our next 20, and after that 20, we'll talk about your character's growth and motivations?
Yeah.
Split it up. I know we tend to talk a lot in between, so I'm trying to make sure we keep on track, even though I like to talk.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll hit your character growth and motivations on the next 20. Are you being brought dinner, coffee?
I'm not. No, I'm being brought a toddler. I'm not being brought a toddler. The toddler's just coming. Come here, kitty. Come say hi.
Well, hello.
Hi. Say hello.
Oh, look at that
he can't
sly
hear you.
smile. Look at his sly smile, though. Ooh, hello. Oh, he's so cute.
Let's change the speakers, baby.
Little blonde.
Okay. Say hi.
Hi. Hello. Do you wave hi? Do you wave hi? No.
Him little hand is waving, but you just can't.
Yeah, hi.
Okay. I'm going to run this little dude downstairs at the beginning of our sprint.
Problem.
And I'll be back.
No problem. We'll talk to you after the next 20.
See you soon. Bye.
Okay, we're back. So, Allie, if you're back, I'm hoping your toddler let you go, but I understand if you didn't. If you're joining us, we have some new people join us. Jocelyn, thanks for being here. Celinda, if you're still with us, I know Kate had to go. So anyone who's writing with us right now, just go ahead and comment. Let us know how you did this last 20 minutes. Let me stop the 20-minute banner. There we go. And I did 412 that time. So still going strong.
How many, sorry?
How about you? Did your toddler let you go? I was afraid he wouldn't let you go.
He did. My husband was actually just outside the door, so I think he must have cried for a bit or gone downstairs and come up or something.
Oh, baby.
But he didn't cry. He just was kind of like, people were talking to
me. He's cutie, very cutie. All right.
How
would your words
adorable. Go? I got 322 that time.
Nice. I miss my kids being that little.
Yeah.
No. But well, good. So how is your character goals and motivation going? We were taught that's our subject of the day. How do you feel yours are doing?
So I'm there on Julia. Like her goal for this particular short story is to get what she needs to protect her daughter.
So those are external goals. It's the physical getting part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not journey.
Her goal is like external and internal. It's literally she wants to protect her daughter. It's full on maternal instinct. She knows her daughter will die if she doesn't do this. So
yeah.
I'm struggling a little bit more with. I'm trying to expand it a little bit to get a bit more of Peregrine's character in there.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know if I'm just blathering at the moment.
So Peregrine will show up on her journey. Are you trying to fit in? Oh, cool. And then he'll show up when the little girl is grown up then too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is the lifespan of a dragon?
I haven't worked it out completely, but bigger than a human.
Bigger, longer.
Yeah.
Celinda says she's getting good at it. Jocelyn says she's working out a scene where she introduces a character. Nice. So, how about in your? Do you feel like you have the goals and motivation then pretty good for the mom, for your mother character? And that makes sense because there's a lot of maternal instinct that comes in there, protecting your young.
Yeah.
You know? Do you feel like the conflict is then that she's going to run into different tragedies that happen along the way that prevent her from immediately meeting the final goal of getting what she needs to save her daughter?
I think there's going to be some dangers, but it's turning into a bit longer than it was originally going to be. So I don't know if I need to put in more conflict. That's what I'm kind of struggling with at the moment, because I was reading something that said for your story, if your story is just and then, it's not a good story. It needs to be therefore this happened, therefore this happened, therefore this happened. It has to kind of be causing. So that's what I'm trying to work out at the moment with it.
I think that's where I got to in the other short story I was working on. I agree with you wholeheartedly. When you sent me that video, I love the part where it said there's each time something happens, it's a trial and error, and then there's a consequence. Yeah. And there's did they reach the goal? Yes, but, or did they not reach the goal? No, and. And I really loved that. And I really, my next goal with that other short story was to sit down and actually map out. The other thing I thought that they said too was you can allude to the fact that they've tried a few other times and they didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I had thought too, same exact as you. This is getting, I mean, I have like a dozen things I could show. This could make it longer than a real short story. But then I think that's the key, is to show somehow that they have, something has happened before, whether it's a few previous trial and errors, and you're only showing this one that is finally going to move. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. I've got like the bit that I sent you where she just met Peregrine right
Yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
of that bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like a scene with Peregrine,
Mm-hmm.
but then basically I skipped over the next 2 days, and the next bit was literally 2 days later. They reached where they were going, and he left.
Yeah.
So you really didn't see him very much.
I wonder
And then
if that's
I
what you
read
can
back on
allude
it.
to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I read back on it, and I thought, have I kind of skipped over that too quickly? So now I'm trying to put more stuff in, but I might end up just taking it out and going back to the, you know what, just 2 days later. Nothing particularly happens in that 2 days. Just move it along.
Right. Or you could summarize that there were a couple things that happened in those 2 days, and that's that summary part where you're showing, yes, they had made other attempts. They tried this, and then this happened. They tried this. And you know who, it was so funny how things keep serendipitously timing into our lives. When I was reading Jeff Haskell's book in preparation for our interview with him in 2 weeks, I thought he did that really well, because he showed her, you know what, I'm going to tinker with this to improve my armor. And then she goes to battle and she realizes the fault in that armor, that improvement she just made, or she needs a new improvement. So she goes back. That's a yes, it worked, but it needs a little more tweaking, or I need a new something here. So she goes back to the lab and she's tinkering and she's adding such and such to her armor to make it better. And then there's another battle with the bad guys and she realizes it's working perfect, but if she had this, it's like that back and forth. I saw that so clearly in his novel
it was so
watching
clear
that
in that
video. Yeah. And so I kind of think about that, but he does get really technical, and I think, he probably could have summarized some of it, if he wanted it to be a short story, but I get it was a long novel, so he didn't have to summarize. But I think about that, and that's so funny that you're thinking this way too, because that's how I was with this other story. And I was like, I need to sit and map out, here's the things they could have done or that could have happened, but these particular scenes I don't really need to write. I can maybe summarize, I like what you're saying though. Peregrine, you had the first scene with him, showed their dynamics, showed his character. And then there's going to be a last scene, a parting for the moment kind of thing, and tell the other story. But what happened in between in those 2 days could probably use a summary so that we still fall in love with Peregrine, or, enjoy his personality or whatever. So what does that end up being? 2 paragraphs, 3 more paragraphs instead of 2 more scenes?
something like that. It's why I'm not getting very many words today, because my brain's just doesn't quite know where it wants to go with it. So
it's that productive middle struggle we talked about last time. I think, same thing, but you'll power through it. You will. And for me, it was, I just set it aside and I went on to a different story. But I know, but I know that's what I have to do. I have to look at it on paper and try to map it out a little so I can get beyond that hump and get to exactly what we talked about, which is just summarize a little bit and then finish it up.
Yeah.
It's funny. When I interviewed Mary Farmer a couple of weeks ago, she had talked about the palate cleanser in between, books, and I'm glad I found these other old stories of mine, because I'm feeling like, oh, this is a good palate cleanser. Not exactly meeting my goals of the books that I wanted to put out this year, but it's a good palate cleanser. Okay, so do we want to write for another 20? Our final 20. When we come back, I have a couple questions for you, and so we can end it there after that. Okay, so if you're still with us, Celinda and Jocelyn, let us know. Sounds like you guys are getting some work done too, so that's good to hear. So we will hit our final third 20, and we'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
Bye. Good writing.
Bye.
Okay, that was our final 20. I did 545 that time, so I got tons of words in today. Super happy about that.
Yeah, you are doing amazing today.
But see, it's a new story, so it's like I'm not at that hard part yet. So, how about you? How do you?
I've I don't even know. 216.
Nice.
I think I'm about to literally delete everything I've written for the last 3 days.
No, save it, move it down to the bottom. Just in case.
Yeah, it'll go in a separate file. But
you're still just trying to figure things out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the writing I love best is free writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like losing myself in some writing sprint music and just letting whatever comes to mind. Like, honestly, I've been trying to get to this point. Finally, with you today, I have done it, which is I did not even put in quotation marks.
Whoa.
I just put the words on there. And look, I did good today. So that free writing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Free write a bit. Maybe that'll help a bit with your story. And
yeah, I don't know. I might try and write a small backstory of something and see what comes up.
Yeah, I think you'll do all right. You'll figure it out. I know you will. Yeah. If Jocelyn and Slender are still with us, let us know how you did. So on Monday night at 8:00, I have the second author interview, and it's with Caroline Lee. Yeah. And so she's a historical romance author and has written quite a bit Western romance, which is like 1880s kind of time frame. And I've read a lot of that. She's also written modern day Western romance with it's kind of a cool collaborative series with multiple authors, which has been I think they're up to like 30 books or something. It's called Rivers End Ranch. And it's all based on a ranch, Rivers End, and all these characters. And they've each written several authors have each written 5 or 6 of these books in the whole series. Pretty amazing, and they're fun to read. I like them. And then she's also moved into, just like Mary Farmer, she's moved into Regency or Victorian. I'm not quite sure which one, historical, but with Scotsman. She writes Scottish romance, I call it, but and she does a really neat job with that. It's a brothers series, and they all had to like, the father wanted this band of Scottish brothers to marry in order to, I think, inherit the family land or something like that. And so so it's a fun premise for Scotsmen to be it's a fun storyline. So anyway, but she's done quite a few collaborations, not just the Rivers End Ranch, I think a few others. And I thought a really good conversation point to interview about is collaborating with authors. And so if you think of any questions that you specifically want to know about that, I mean, I think for me down the road, I would love to collaborate, love to do a collaborative series with some people, but I think, down the road, clearly, because I need to get published first, do my own publishing this year first. But I'm still curious about it and what it takes and how they manage that kind of collaboration and all of that. So if you think of any questions.
I know it can be really handy for marketing, because obviously you've got multiple authors then advertising the whole series. So you've got all those newsletters, all the mailing list people.
Yes, absolutely. And
it's a great marketing tool.
I think so too. And plus kind of fun, and just kind of I wonder if you fantasy wise, I know you have your other friend who writes fantasy and has done well with it. I wonder if there's a fantasy genre of, collaborative authors that might eventually make their way, or you switch to romance and write with us. I don't know. But anyway, I think go ahead.
Sorry, I know. Chris Fox. Is that the right name?
Chris
Who
Fox?
did he's done a lot of books on self-publishing and writing more.
Yeah. I watch him on YouTube.
He's written a load of sci-fi books. And I was reading his, I think, Tech Mage. And I'm fairly sure that he has opened up his universe to let other authors write within it. So it's
amazing.
It's quite a thing.
Yeah.
A lot of authors do it.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if that's just a romance author thing, or if it's something that happens in other genres too.
Yeah, it does seem to.
That's cool. Super cool. So that should be a fun interview. I'm looking forward to that. See. So sometime in the next week, I'll get that interview after it's done onto YouTube and share it out in the group and stuff too.
That'd be fantastic.
Should be exciting. And then after that, we have our interview the week after with Jeff Haskell from Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Sci-fi fantasy, I suppose he is. Is that genre? We'll have to definitely get my investigation and all my my research on him before asking questions of him. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. With you. You're doing that with me.
Yeah.
We're doing it in our writing time. All right. So what's tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but I don't know, is that a UK thing or just a US thing?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it is. I don't think it's as big anywhere as it is in the US, but I'm probably wrong about that. It's not very big in this house, though.
Yeah. We've been married a long time. We just kind of... I might get a card. He might bring me flowers. Who knows? I was nice to him last night, so I might have earned something. I don't know. Jocelyn says, unfortunately, I don't do word counts. It makes the project seem bigger than it really is.
Yeah, I can see that.
You have to do whatever works for you, you know?
Yeah.
Progress. As long as there's forward progress, you feel like you're progressing. For me, I have to count because I feel like that helps me see I am progressing. But that's cool. How about you? Do you feel like you could go without knowing your word count, or does it mean something for you?
I don't know. I haven't considered just not ever. I don't think I could. I need to know stuff. I don't think I could just be like, yeah, whatever. No, I'd be like, no, I have to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think me too. I don't think I can go blindly about it. But I get it. You know, like maybe it is a pressure thing. We'll have to try it one week and see. You know, let's not count our words. Do we feel like we're making progress? Interesting take. Well, so tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Not a big deal here, but the kids are off 4-day weekend.
Wow.
So they were off yesterday, off Monday. A lot of schools, I think, take Monday off. Is it also President's Day here? I don't remember. But anyway, coincides.
That's definitely not a UK thing.
Not a Prime Minister Day or anything like that? No?
No.
How about a Sweetest Day? Sweetest Day is in October, but isn't very celebrated here. It's not a thing there? No?
No.
Well, anyway, we can be nice to our spouses tomorrow and,
sure,
maybe do the dishes.
Mine's got a present coming in the post tomorrow, so.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
He's got alcohol. Nice alcohol that he likes.
Oh, wow. That's good. Well, he'll be happy with that. That's cool.
Yeah. Happy, drunk, you know.
They're almost the same. Depends how good of a drunk he is. No. So then we'll write on Tuesday and be a good week. Figure things out.
Megan's writing tomorrow.
Megan's writing tomorrow, so we'll meet there. That sounds good. Even though it's Valentine's Day, but nothing happens in our house, so we can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. I mean, we could. But
exactly.
Who does anything these days? Nobody does anything.
No.
Can't even go for a walk outside. It's so cold. We've got snow on the ground and weather in the teens Fahrenheit.
It's been minus. We're Celsius, so I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but we've been minus for like the last week, and that is almost unheard of here. So for a whole week.
Yes. Cold. I don't want to even bundle up to go out to walk, and I have to go grocery shopping. So, But anyway, all right. So sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow for writing. And
Yeah.
thank you, Jocelyn and Slinda, for joining us and whoever else might be watching. Appreciate you. And we hope you got your writing in. We'll be back on Tuesday to write.
Yeah.
See y'all then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.